This is Jordan Frank's Volkswagen Rabbit. It's a diesel with no turbo. It is a 4-cylinder, but very small. This did belong to Jordan Frank, who also owned the Dodge Aspen that we reviewed about a year and a half ago. Now it belongs to Justin Kramer, the same guy who owns the Chevette and also a member of Sloppy Mechanics. When this car is done, we are going to review it, but there's a lot of stuff to do, right, Justin?
Yes. It's basically a steaming pile of poop. I've made it somewhat safe. I changed out to 14-inch wheel. Not that's a safety thing, but it had these wheels and tires on it, which are on 3 totally different mismatched rims. Jordan said 2 of them are from a Chevette, I learned. I think this one's like a Honda rim, and then there's probably 1 Volkswagen rim. And you can see there's not really good tread on these tires at all. None of them either have tread in the middle or no tread out here or whatever, so that was an issue. So I found a set of, I think these are 90s Jetta rims or something. And they're on there because the price was right. They're free. Thing has some body damage I'm not really concerned about. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh, I banged out, there was a severe dent back here, and this lamp was missing. So I pounded that out enough to now I can put the lamp back on. It's still there, but now it's somewhat legal.
Does he still have the upswept? No, you got rid of the exhaust. He had an upswept exhaust that came all the way up here and out.
Yep, a stack.
Yeah.
And
diesel.
When I first did this, I put a 4-inch chrome tip on it for about a day before I realized that I was acting like a Volkswagen kid and I had to change it. So I put the most subdued exhaust I could on it to not be a Volkswagen person. I cleaned out the swamp ecosystem that was the hatch because it had a squishy, carpety mat in it and the hatch leaks. So it was creating its own marsh back here. Vacuumed it out. I left 1 sticker on it, which is the Ohio Pile State Park sticker, which I love for some reason. It almost matches the beige of the car. Someone used a term today, which I love, called hearing aid beige. Which pretty much refers to the color of this car.
Yeah. Forgive me, I forgot again. What year?
This is an 84, which I found was the last year they made Rabbits before it switched to Golfs. Although I think they might have made Golfs and Rabbits at the same time. Or something. I think there was a slight switch over. But it's the last year for the Rabbit, at least in the U.S. Door handle's broken. You had to open it from the inside. I'm waiting on a new one right now. The window falls off if you roll it down.
He drove this all the way from Pittsburgh.
Oh, he had no fear. He drove this thing 6 hours one way, no problem. I was afraid to drive down my driveway. I vacuumed out the other ecosystem in the interior here. It is a GTI steering wheel with 4 horn buttons. Let's see. I fixed the hood cable. That was broken. You had to operate it from the outside.
Ooh.
Yeah, he had it coming through the grill. You had to put a pair of vice grips on to open it. The e-brake doesn't work. I have to figure that out yet. But the interior kind of polished out okay. It still kind of smells moldy, kind of.
It smells like a pool hall in here. The old this is vinyl. The old Naugahyde upholstery you would find on the outside of an old poker table. This is like a Hosey bar. Or a VFW lounge in here. The old Naugahyde. Clearly someone smoked a little bit in here. But there's a lot of hunched over men hoping that time has not yet passed them by. I know that's really dark, but that's what I think of when I think of the old pool halls that no one goes in anymore. There is that sensation here. I wish you could smell this. It doesn't smell bad.
It just smells like something.
It smells like history. It smells... Oh, wait, the dash, too. You have stitching here, and the whole dash is squishy. Huh.
Curious.
It is very curious. Wait, is this metal on top? So you have squishy metal. squishy metal.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Chevette where it has the painted.
Yeah, the body painted color.
Popping through.
Now the battery hasn't died yet. Engine, we didn't even talk about that.
No, this is the reason I bought the car. If it was a gas motor, I'd really have no interest in it. But it's a 1.6 liter mechanical injected IDI diesel. It's an indirect fuel injector, which means that the fuel injector sprays into a pre-chamber before it actually goes into the cylinder. And in that pre-chamber are the glow plugs, which warm the fuel up so you can start it when it's cold. Because the diesels have to have heat in the motor in order for them to actually combust the fuel. Mm-hmm. When the pistons come up, it's the friction of the air actually ignites the fuel charge, and it requires a little bit of heat that you get it going. They won't really fire cold. So this motor uses glow plugs to get over that. Some motors use heater grids. Some motors kind of hope for the best. He told me this is actually an older motor than the car for some reason. So I don't know if someone managed to actually blow one of these motors up. They did. He said it's like a 1980 motor. This car was air conditioning, but it's missing the air conditioning junk. Mm-hmm. It's a 5-speed, which I guess is somewhat rare, I was told. I guess most of them are 4 speeds.
I guess.
Let's see, what else?
I wonder if Tony Rumble is watching this and picking out stuff that we're missing. He's a Volkswagen guy over at Bruce Hens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a real big Volkswagen person. I guess I'm just going off what people have been telling me about this. Oh, it has a, this is from a boat. Like this is the prime and outboard motor. I recognize that. This is, I guess, if to bleed the fuel filter if you run out of fuel.
Right.
Because if you run a diesel out of fuel, you're in for a bad time because they won't draw fuel from the tank on their own. You have to individually bleed every injector, and you can just put fuel back in and start it again. You're in for a fun time. Put that back on. I took it off because I was gluing the headlight switch back on. I didn't want to disturb it. But I will attempt to start this for you.
Okay.
And I just wanted to put this out there that the noise this thing is about to make was considered acceptable for a production vehicle in 1984. Actually, you probably come over here and see the actual starting procedure.
Ah. I'll come in the passenger side if it works.
And you people think carburetors are bad. So this is the cold start knob. I don't know what it even does. But if the motor's cold, you pull this. Normally you turn the key on and there's a yellow light on the dash. That is the glow plug light. Jordan has that bypassed. I know that a lot of these, they don't put the glow plugs on long enough. I don't know why it's on. Probably because the battery was disconnected. So he put a horn button down here, which you hold for whatever you feel is appropriate. When I'm holding this, it's actually lighting the glow plugs in the motor, which are just a little, I don't know, it's a little electrical like tip that just gets hot. It's not like
just
a spark plug.
Like a resistor thing.
Yeah,
like a barbecue lighter.
Exactly. That doesn't spark. It just glows hot, and it just preheats that pre-ignition chamber in these motors.
Or a cigarette lighter.
Yeah, but that's probably closer to what it is. Let's see. Let's see if that's good enough. We're in neutral.
Wow, that's loud.
Yeah.
Is it idling high?
No.
That's just how it is.
There's nothing wrong with this motor.
There's nothing wrong.
It makes so much more noise up front.
All right.
Like you can't even...
Yeah, this is definitely... Wow. I think the mic is definitely peaking. So good luck, GoPro. I'm not even doing a bit here. I'm not exaggerating. I am really yelling loud. I'm gonna close the hood just so,
It doesn't get that much better.
yeah. It's not as bad out back.
This is the reason why Americans hate diesel cars.
So it's Volkswagen's fault.
No, not Volkswagen. This is how every diesel was in the 1970s and 80s. And they were trying to push it on the American public. Those terrible, they were Oldsmobile diesels that were converted to
I think to talk, we have to keep coming out about to where the mic
there's tons of different diesels they tried in America. Buicks, like Mercedes, BMW, they were all like this. So when you tell someone now, like, oh, I bought a diesel, they think you have this.
Right.
If you have like a modern TDI motor, they're like, oh, how do you drive it? This is what they're expecting.
Right. I drove a modern TDI diesel. It was fine.
Yeah.
I had to listen just a little bit to hear the louder tick, tick, tick of the injectors because, you know, they're under so much fuel pressure.
Yeah.
As opposed to gasoline, but wow.
Yeah, this is what mechanical injected diesels sound like. It's like a tractor.
It is like a tractor.
And Jordan also has the fuel pump turned up as far as it will go.
Why?
So it smokes.
Oh, so you can roll coal.
On diesels, there's no throttle. The air intake is open. There's just
that's right. Yeah.
Valves. So you regulate them based on fuel. The more fuel you give them, more power they get.
Right.
You can adjust the fuel pumps on most diesels to just increase the amount of fuel at every RPM.
And then when the people who roll coal, they have it cranked or too much. That's fuel. That's diesel oil they're not burning, right?
Yeah,
it's just going out the back.
Overfueled.
Yeah.
So that will demonstrate for you.
All right.
That's a lot of. Can I do it? Yeah, go for it.
Let's kill it so we can talk again. Man, and when it stops, it stops.
Yeah.
Ka-chunk.
As soon as you kill the fuel, the amount of compression it has just stops it dead.
Wow. And what's up with some of the ones that keep going? Like the diesels.
Runaway.
Yeah.
That'll happen too if you turn the fuel pump up too much. This is like an eighth of a turn probably from doing that. But basically, the other way they can go runaway is if they're in poor condition, like bad piston rings, something like that. And that's when a diesel will actually consume its own motor oil as fuel.
Huh.
Out of the sump. And there's no way to stop them because there's no throttle. You turn the key off, it's not using diesel fuel anymore, now it's using the engine oil. And they normally will rev up to valve float as high as the engine will rev until the motor explodes or seizes.
Well, what if you killed the electrics, the injector? Okay, because it's running off the oil.
Running off the oil.
Oil that's getting around the rings.
Yeah, and it'll run until the oil drains out, and you have no more oil left. In which case, something terrible is going to happen.
Ugh.
The only way to stop it is to completely block the air intake.
Huh.
Which I'll see videos of guys with tractors and stuff on YouTube when they go run away. They just nonchalantly take a 2x4 and put it in front of the turbo, and they just turn off. Like, oh, okay. Like nothing really just happened.
Welp. There's a lot of stuff to do, but it'll be fun, and we'll finally have a diesel rabbit on RCR. So thank you, Justin, for showing us this. And I'm gonna ask him questions about carburetors because the work continues on the Vagabond Falcon. All right, have a good week. Oh wait, this is a postscript. We forgot one thing about the car.
Yes, I found out that Jordan, the guy I bought this from, has a vivid fear of rust. And that's the reason I got rid of this car. If you go underneath the floor, look up around here, and notice there's no floor.
Oh.
At all. What you're seeing is carpet.
Yep. A lot of rust.
It's like that on both sides.
Huh. Well, you just get either a new floor pan or make your own, right?
Actually, and I was surprised they make floor pans for these.
Really?
Like it's a Camaro or something. Someone actually makes a reproduction, restoration floor pan that goes all the way from front to back.
Oh, nice. So that's not too bad.
No.
But you just need to get it either on some stands or a lift or something like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about cutting it out though, because I don't know if it's going to like fold in on itself because it's a unibody.
That's
you
right.
Structure out of it, so
yeah.
Be careful.
Right.
But yeah, at least it's fixable.
That's cool. Oh, you got a phone call. Okay, have a good week.